Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with my blind reaction to Dao Zu Shi. This is the first thing I am recording for this donation reward appreciation week. I assume you're going to end up seeing this probably as the first reaction uploaded too. But just in case not, it's one of the first. It's on Monday still, but so this is a donation reward for Dice. So thank you. And this will be my second Donghua series I am reacting to on this channel. The first one, of course, being Link Click. And I've heard a lot of good things about people's perceptions of Donghua compared to like anime and Western cartoons. A lot of people have been really liking them, but I haven't heard anything like specific. For example, I've never heard of this series. Apparently, Dao Zu Shi is also known as the founder of Diabolism, but that says nothing because I've never heard of that either. So I'm going into this completely blind. I don't know anything about it. I don't know when it takes place. I don't know, like, if it involves more realistic stuff or supernatural stuff or fucking robots. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. All I know is that it is a Chinese donghua, which, for those who don't know, is just China's equivalent to anime. It's kind of in the same realm as anime, like visually and in terms of storytelling and all, but it's technically not anime. Because it is from China and it is called a donghua. But if you haven't checked out like Link Click on the channel, that's a great example of one. I also did a movie called The Legend of Hay years ago, but that has a notably different feeling than, from what I've gathered, a lot of these other ones probably do. And honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of it, to be completely fair. But I do have my Link Click reactions on the channel. Season 2 is currently going, so there is that. And you could check those out. I adore the series. It's become one of my favorite shows. Like, just period. So hopefully, this one ends up following in that trend. So like I said, I don't know anything about it. The title doesn't even really give me a lot to work off of. I guess there's going to be like something, like some kind of belief called diabolism. And I guess we're going to learn about its founder or something. I don't know. Diabolism, like it's spelled like diabolical or something like that. Or Diablo even maybe. It's similar to that, I guess. But it's like, I don't actually know like what that is. I don't know if it's a real life belief system or if it's something created for this. I genuinely do not know. So that in and of itself doesn't actually tell me anything. But I'm definitely interested to see what this is like. I was also requested to make sure it was in the Chinese version, and the site I got this from specifically said that it was. So if it's not, I was lied to. And I apologize. But the site I specifically got it from said that it was in the Chinese language, because it actually differentiates when it says, oh, this is in Japanese, this is in English, this is in Chinese in this case. It actually will tell you that on the site. So hopefully this is correct. But yeah, I'm excited to check this out. Donation Reward Appreciation Week is just starting. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all of these go and where we take it from here. Because just as a reminder, we are not going to be continuing this right away. This is not a first impressions reaction, first off. So we're not basing whether or not we're going to continue the series on the first episode. The only case in which we would even think about dropping a series at this point is if the first episode is just something that is just proves that the series is completely not for me. It doesn't have to necessarily be like something terrible or like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just like it would have to be proven that it's like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be into this. It's not for me in any way, shape, or form. I would never enjoy this. But that's rare that is very apparent from the get-go. So it's more than likely most, if not all, of the shows we're reacting to this week for the donation reward appreciation. It's very likely that most, if not all, will be continued. It's just they're going to be continued at some later date. This is a way for us to get going on these donation reward shows that have been kind of in the background and waiting for a while now. A lot of you have been waiting for me to get to some of these shows for a while, and I just haven't been getting to them because of other donation reward shows. So this is a way to at least start them, to get them going, so that we can at least say we've done that. Plus, this will also help maybe choose the order or figure out more of an order for when we do end up getting to these, when slots do open up to put these into later on down the line. Because there might be a show here that ends up really surprising the hell out of me, and it's like, oh, I want to get to this earlier than I would have otherwise. So it'll be like quicker up on the list, so I will get to it quicker that way. Plus, because of this, it just won't have been as long since anything came of these. It's already been a long time since some of these were requested. So now we're making sure to get to these. So that's like, okay, at least I've checked out the first episode. We can say that I've done something with them. So then there won't be as long of a wait again till I get to them again. You know. Just trying to explain this all. Hope you all understand. I don't know if I'll explain this through everything we react to this week, but yeah. So, that being said, we're going to get this started and hope for the best. Like I said, I don't know anything about this series. I didn't even know it existed prior to it being requested. So this is going to be very interesting. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, and then also fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to everyone who donated in the past and who will donate in the future. You are appreciated. This week is for you. For now, though, I will see all of you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I was not expecting zombies, or necessarily demon possession. It kind of caught me a little off guard, but you know what? I'm here for it. It's like, I can dig that kind of stuff if done well, and I think it was done well here. It started off very, like, jumpy and back and forthy during, like, the cold open, but a lot of that was, like, explaining stuff and kind of giving the background with everything. So I guess that makes sense. Everything past the cold open was a lot easier to follow. I do apologize again for the subtitle issue. Like, the subtitles go by pretty darn quickly. I was trying my best to catch everything, but I'm sure I missed some stuff. So if I said anything, like, dumb or whatnot, or something I, like, was confused about that I should have caught, I apologize. I was not expecting the subtitles to, like, just blast by like that. if you feel there's anything that you want to correct me on or explain, feel free to put that in the comments below. But yeah, so the general gist of this is that we have this ancient, kind of like, was he like a warrior or like some kind of like leader of this clan, of this cultivation clan? But he created like these talismans that could like summon creatures. He's able to create zombies and stuff. And his big thing was that he was kind of seen, it seems, as bad. But he clearly doesn't see himself that way. But anyways, he died a long time ago, destroying this amulet he had when he did. And now, many, many years later, don't know exactly how long, I don't know if it said. If it did, I missed it or just forgot. Which is very possible with me. It's like, again, there was so much being thrown at me, and there's just like a lot to try and remember and keep in mind. But he's brought back to life through a ritual. For a lot of these years, there are these people who are trying to do this ritual to bring him back, but it wasn't working. Then, all these years later, one person tried this different ritual that was, I guess, to bring back, like, bad people. But it worked, even though he himself doesn't consider himself bad. Though that might just be, like, you know, personal perspective and all, I guess. But he's brought back into this guy's body. So we find out this guy is a bastard son of this woman who is kind of connected to this family, like a sister-in-law situation, basically, to this well-to-do clan family. But those who are still alive in the clan hate him. He's basically treated as a nobody. He's treated with vile hatred and abuse and whatnot. And so it's made clear pretty quickly that he brought this guy, this Wen Wu Shang or something like that. I'm sorry if I mispronounce things or if I'm just wrong on things again. But he brings him back into his body to get vengeance, it seems. And it seems like these scars on his arms are representative of 3 people who he specifically wants vengeance on. The young son, his retainer or something, I'm not entirely sure, Double Bun. I call him Double Bun. The young son, Double Bun, and the mother of this clan, Mother Mo. So, and as of now, we've seen that all 3 have died, starting with the son, then Double Bun, and now Mo. All of them have been possessed by this demon hand that it is like possessing and jumping around between their bodies. Luckily, there's these 2 young swordsmen and magic users from another clan visiting. And along with some sneaky help from our possessing friend, they fight against Mother Mo's possessed form. So it's really interesting. I don't know entirely what I think of it yet. I'm definitely gonna have to see probably a few more episodes to really get a good grasp for. I don't know, maybe the next episode will help though. But it was really interesting. The biggest positive I would say, outside of like the music being very pretty, the animation was really pretty. Like, there was a notable use of CG, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who would bitch about that. But I've said it before, and a lot of people say it nowadays, CG can be used right, and a lot of CG nowadays looks good. A lot of people complain about CG in anime, and I assume it's kind of viewed the same for Donghua. Um, I think it looked fantastic here. The way it was used to visually enhance certain scenes, especially with the action and stuff going on and the intensity of the fights. Um, just seeing like characters like running through an area, and the camera moves, like camera quote unquote moves around in CG space around them. It's like it was really cool looking and stuff. Like it was used to good effect in this episode for sure. But like even at the beginning, like you saw those crows in that field of bodies and everything. It's like they were the crows were also CG. A lot of there was a lot of CG in this, but I feel like it was all used really well. It was handled really well. It looked beautiful. Like I really feel it worked for the context and the visuals and the ideas of this series. Again, to really enhance things. The art style itself as well is really good looking. The character models are pretty good to look at. None of them feel off or weird. The facial expressions are pretty good. Um, yeah, I have no real issues with any of that. All of that is good. Again, I'm gonna definitely need to see more to really get some good feeling for the story and the characters, especially the characters who didn't die. But I love the supernatural elements too. So far, it's being handled really well, and in a very different way than I'm used to seeing, which is good because it allows me to see like zombies and whatnot, for example, in a different context than I usually would. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely, definitely positive vibes on this series so far. Uh, but I still definitely need to see more to really get a good feel for it. I do not have any of the names down like for certain right now. Um, I apologize. It might take me a bit to get that down, but this is definitely one that might be near the top of my list for the future with donation rewards because this one was pretty good and I definitely want to see more. Um, it was not as good and definitely not as strong of a first episode as Link Click if I want to compare it to the other Donghua series I've seen. Um, Link Click was much more investing from the start, and even though it's a lot less intense compared to this and a lot less supernatural, although it does have its supernatural elements as well. um it just the story, the characters, the emotion of it captured me in a way that this just wasn't able to. But that's nothing against Mo Dao Zu Shi. This series did have a really good opening that did very much capture my attention and invest me in seeing more. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this first episode of Mo Dao Zu Shi? Let me know down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.